trying to, bring harmony with the wildlife in my own home.
And if your Instagram is any indication, you're a big bird fan, a birder. Can you talk about your love of our birds here in Wisconsin and elsewhere too? I guess they have birds.
Yeah. I am. I found a love of birding while I was at the Zoological Society. One of my coworkers, Toby, introduced me to it, and since then I have fallen in love. I would say my favorite bird that I've seen so far is the northern flicker. It's very interesting that, to me, that east of the Mississippi, the northern flicker, which is kind of like a woodpecker, but you usually see them kind of on the ground when they eat. But the northern flicker, east of the Mississippi, underneath their wings, it's yellow. But if you go west of the Mississippi, the northern flicker breeds on that side, it's red. So when you see them fly, you see this flash of yellow if you live east of the Mississippi, but if you live west of the Mississippi, they're red. And I just think that's so cool. And the diversity of birds is just so amazing. This year we got a lot of orioles in the backyard, and I'm able to hear their call, and I've named a couple of them because we've had a few that frequent my oriole feeder, so yeah, I'm a huge birder.
Now, bringing things back around to TV and movies, you are hoping to complete this project in Milwaukee. You're working down in Chicago on the news show. Are you trying to evangelize to people to say, hey, make movies, make TV shows, and film them in Wisconsin?
Yes, I am currently part of the steering committee for Action Wisconsin, which is a coalition of businesses that are trying to get film incentives here. I think that Wisconsin has an incredible diversity of location. I think that it is a beautiful state. Whether you're way up north in the Northwoods, whether you're, in Door County, whether you're on the west side in La Crosse and Eau Claire, we have such a diversity of landscapes that we haven't really seen in film and television before. Another amazing thing about Wisconsin is you can go from urban to rural in 15 minutes, which from a production standpoint is very convenient, especially if you have a film and television show that takes place in those two locations. And so what we're trying to do with Action Wisconsin is get our state legislature to pass a bill that would provide for film incentives to bring jobs to local economies. A lot of people tend to think that, we create these film incentives and we just give money to Hollywood. But really what happens is, these film productions come and spend huge
I was going to use the restroom at the restaurant,
areas.
but they're...
for example,
not open.
In northern Minnesota,
so I need
they just
to
had
finish
6
using
movies
it here.
filming there, and almost $2 million was spent in that area. Like $650,000 in lodging, $300,000 in catering and food from local restaurants. So it's something that I think is not only going to help in the creatives that already live here, the people here that want to make movies, but it will also help, people with these ancillary services to create revenue for them.
It's a little more expensive when you buy it alone, you realize
Action
you're paying
Wisconsin to get this bill
some for
passed,
it.
not only for me and myself,